Yeah, I even read a few weeks back or a month back or something that one of the things that they had talked about as soon as the TKO thing happened was getting a sponsor for the ring, the mat. So that was quick.
Yeah, supposedly Vince always demanded like a clean aesthetic around the ring. That's why they had like the black instead of the railing. Once they went to the mat covering the railing, they wanted it black, and Vince always wanted a clean aesthetic under the ring. And then once he left, they were able to start doing the Slim Jim shit and all that other stuff. And now once TKO got involved, they wanted it to incorporate more sponsorships like UFC. I mean, whatever. I don't mind it. I just hope that it's not like, you don't want to fill the mat with like 9 million logos of different sponsors. Like one, okay, maybe two at the most, maybe one in each corner. But I don't want the whole mat covered in, because not even boxing does that.
Yeah, I don't really mind it. Like you said, as long as it doesn't get crazy. But it's just one of those weird things. It's a first in wrestling. But a couple, was it 2 years ago? They kind of started it with that lemonade iced tea drink or whatever the hell it was, and they, friggin' even Nakamura and Rick Boogs wore the colors of it, which was kind of weird.
Right, and then they also did that match with Bray and LA Knight. What was that? Was that the Lemonade one you were talking about? The Rumble, where they did all the neon lights, and I know that one was like for a specific sponsor, not coloring the mat, but yeah, I mean, it's just stuff we're gonna have to start getting used to now. Maybe they could do something where they put the logo of the sponsor, but then also the logo of the event. That way it's not so glaring that it's a sponsorship. You know what I mean? Like, especially at Mania. So maybe if you put the logo of the sponsor in one corner and then at the WrestleMania logo on the mat, kind of like they did at 12, where they had the WrestleMania logo on the mat. Maybe something like that, so it's not so glaring that it's a sponsorship. But I doubt they'll do that. They'll probably just focus on the sponsorship.
Yeah, it was the Mountain Dew Pitch Black match. Yeah, someday Sasha will be back in the WWE. But hey, just like I said about the Okada contract, I don't blame them for taking that kind of money. I wouldn't turn it down. So I'm sure Sasha will be back someday and welcomed back.
Yeah, I mean, I assume that Mercedes signed a 3-year deal, so I definitely don't blame these people for... Everybody should have one big payday in their career. The problem is when the creative runs dry, they're going to have to just be indentured servants until their contract runs out. Kind of like how Nash and Hall were, and Pac. They were kind of collecting the money, and creative sucks. They mailed it in, and they were just kind of goofing off and just, taking the paycheck, not really caring. So, I'm sure that Mercedes will have stuff to do for about a year, and then she'll just be sitting around like Soraya or Britt Baker, just kind of off TV and sometimes on TV. She'll probably do more stuff with New Japan since they have a relationship. And then, when her contract runs out, then she can come back, and then she can be creatively fulfilled, and she'll be in a position to put over new talent like Tiffany and, whoever gets called up next. I'm sure Lyra Valkyria by then will be called up. But, yeah, so she'll be in a position to then be creatively fulfilled as a performer. So, good for her.
I think it's beneficial to go away from the company that you started with, do different things, work for different companies, work with people that have different styles, learn along the way, and then incorporate all that stuff into, your gimmick, your personality, your character, and come back, because I really think she does actually need like kind of a change. You know, not a radical change, but something different than the boss that she's been doing for 10 years.
Yeah, it's definitely a good thing to learn new styles. But then she can also, incorporate, like you said, incorporate that stuff into the boss character, because she's going to be the boss when she comes back. But it'll be like maybe she can pick up some things like that she learned in New Japan, kind of like how Asuka was able to bring back the evil Asuka with the paint and everything. Maybe she can incorporate some of that like evilness if she comes back as a heel. But yeah, I'm assuming it's a 3-year deal. I don't think he would have signed her for just one. I mean, maybe they could have signed one and then, you see 1 year how it goes and then you can extend. But I'm thinking she signed 3 years.